Hello, A-listers. Okay, so I got the air on in the background. We're doing this. We're making a video where I'm educating myself on exactly what woke is. See, with woke culture, I've been hearing about it since, during the pandemic? Or was it? No, after the pandemic, ironically. Like, you think that during the pandemic they'd be rising up with the culture or whatnot. But I think it came in 2021. And I never actually was interested in it enough to look up the exact definition. I would just see it and I'd be like, oh, okay. And then I would scroll past it because I didn't care. So I was just like, now the reason why I do is because it's getting annoying. Like, the fact that I even had to have a whole conversation with my relative about the concept because of the fact that we both were getting annoyed with how often we were hearing it, it's like, it's just like when I would hear about, like, vaccination for COVID-19 and whatnot. I wasn't annoyed with, like, the fact that vaccination, like, appeared. I was more annoyed with how much it was ham-fisted rather than actually washing your hands. And then the ones who would get a vaccination, they would not wash their hands. I would see them literally speed past it as a day. I literally heard them, like, having a war in the bathroom. I'd be like, you just not gonna wash your hands? Gross as fuck. Like, but anyway, sorry, that was a little bit of a tangent. We're going to educate ourselves on this. I looked this up when I was talking to my relative a week ago about it, and it was saying alert to injustice in society, especially racism. Now, where I would see this on, ironically, it wouldn't be Twitter, it was on YouTube. Like, some videos where the title would include woke, the word in it, and talking about some movies and whatnot. I think someone did a video about Black Panther before the new one came out. And they were talking about, like, the woke culture of Black Panther and whatnot. I was just like, huh? I was just like, what? Huh? That annoyed me in that, yeah, you can dislike the movie and stuff, but I could see why people didn't like the movie. Like, and a lot of times it wasn't really even due to race. It was due to, like, how it didn't feel like the other Marvel movies, in that, like, where there's action and the action's really good, it's some paces where it's just slow. Like, there's a slowness to it where it's just like, damn, can we hurry it up? Like, where's the plot? Y'all are just lackadaisically going through this. So I understand with that type of standpoint and whatnot. But to call them woke, why? Like, I was thinking in my head, I was just like, they're only saying they're woke because there's a bunch of, like, there's Black people in it. Like, that's the thing, and there's not many white people. And I was thinking in my head, I was just like, if that's the reason, that's dumb. Because you know how many movies there are that consist of literally not even a mixed person in it, just white people? Like, I was just like, there's so many movies that consist of just white people. Not even a mixed person inside, no diversity at all. So for someone to have a problem with a movie because there's, like, basically majority of one race in it is weird, because there's so many movies where there's majority of one race in them. Like, so it's like, but that's what I had thought they meant. And even in class, like in school, when I was still in high school and whatnot, we had, like, sort of a discussion about it. I had one with my friend, and then my teacher asked about it, and then we went back to the classroom, work and stuff like that. Now, educating myself on this more, it comes from the African American vernacular English AVE. It comes from AVE. So it's like, now I hear it more in a negative light, though. Like, since 2021, I have been hearing it more and more in a negative light. I swear, there'll be some series where I would, like, watch them and then go on YouTube and be like, I wonder how other people, like, think about this. And then it would literally include that word, or woke culture, or just woke. And I'd be thinking in my head, I was just like, dang, can we talk about the actual movie? Why we gotta talk about this, man? Like, and it was never in a positive light. Like, that's why I was like, okay, let's actually educate ourselves on this. It got really far once I saw this shit on Twitter. I was just like, oh god, because it was already bad when I would see it on YouTube, but to see that on Twitter, it was referring to this new show, right? Wednesday. Maya Adams' family heart broke once I saw some of the negativity around the sexuality of Wednesday. See, that's what's weird. And I would go on Twitter, I'd be looking up, like, some reviews of the show and whatnot, because I was already going to watch the show anyway, despite whether or not people had a negative view on it or not. I just wanted spoilers. But anyway, I'm an asshole, I know. But I just wanted some sort of spoiler on it. And I already knew I was gonna get spoilers anyway if I look it up on YouTube and whatnot. I didn't look it up, but the trailer and then the comments were like spoiler city. I was just like, fuck. Okay. But yeah, months prior to it, I had already seen people claiming wokeness when it came to her father, Gomez, and his race. And people were having such a big issue with this because of how he looked. And some of them, of course, like, you know, had those stupid ass comments about his race. And I was over here just thinking, his name is Gomez. Why are y'all having an argument about his race? His name is Gomez. Like, I was just like, his name is Gomez. Why do you have a problem with his fucking race? So that was already somewhat, like, that was a red flag right there. And then including woke into that conversation, I was just like, okay, now it's on her sexuality. I'm over just thinking, like, I know damn well that the show is probably not even going over her sexuality, like, talking with, like, one, it's probably gonna go to where she's aging more and more, like through the years type of thing. Like, I hope they do that, where the next seasons are just her like growing older and older, like, you know, probably finding out about herself and her interest and whatnot, you know. So to focus on it like now, and it's not the show that's focusing on it, it's some of the fans, and it's weird because I'm over just thinking like, oh my gosh, you know, like, why am I seeing this? Like, you know, why am I seeing any arguments of this? I bet some of y'all not even finished with the damn show. Like, y'all not finished with the show and y'all already arguing and putting in woke culture for this shit. Like, dude, did y'all even watch the first episode? Because I ain't watched the first episode. And I know I ain't watched the first episode yet. I'm going to, though. But for me to not watch the first episode and to already see on Twitter this occurring, and you know what sucks about today with that shit? I didn't have to type in Wednesday in order to see this. I just saw it on my feed. Like, someone literally just not texting, I keep saying texting, tweeting about it. And I was just like, that is really weird, because I ain't even begin the show yet. I love Addams Family. That's probably why too I look up Addams Family on my Twitter. So of course it's like, you know, oh, the new stuff about the show is gonna come out, despite me not really looking it up and whatnot. But damn, like, shit, y'all already having like arguments and throwing out that, oh, they gonna have a woke culture type shit in it when it's like, baby, it just came out. Like, what? Like, ooh, what? No, because I've been excited about this so much. Like, I can't. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna enjoy it. Because we love ourselves some Wednesday Addams. Like, don't even get me tripping on that shit. We love ourselves some Wednesday Addams, I swear. But yes. Oh, we love it. But the question may lead back to here. Lead back to here. What does that have to do with the Black Panther movie? What does that have to do at all with Black Panther? Now, the issue with what it got to do with Black Panther is not exactly the first Black Panther movie, it's the second. It's the issue is relying in the second one. I have heard woke culture so many fucking times when it comes to this movie, man, and it hurts me. It hurts me because I don't actually know what the issue is. Like, what issue are you having with it? Is it because Namor is not the race you want him to be? Baby, when I tell you that this is not the first time that they have basically placed people who are not the race of the actual character from the comic. This is not the first time, okay? I'm over here just thinking, I remember reading up on an article. I think it was a CV. Hold on, let me look. Boom, look at that. Okay, so I remember seeing this, like a specific article months prior to where it talked about the Ancient One from Doctor Strange movie, 2017, I think, 2016 or 2017. And that's their master. That's Doctor Strange's master, by the way, the Ancient One, right? The Ancient One in the comic books is not a white woman, okay? The Ancient One in the comic books is not a white woman. They changed the race and gender for the movie. Now, when I found this out, I wasn't like gonna be in a big hoopla because it's not surprising. So it's just like it's not a shocker to me, like, at all. So I was just like, I'm not gonna make a big hoopla about this. Just like I'm not gonna make a big hoopla about Namor, even though I've heard about Namor more than I've heard about the Ancient One. Like, shit, before I even knew the Ancient One or Doctor Strange, I have heard about Namor longer, and I've known Namor is not the race that he is in the film. However, It's not gonna be a big hoopla because it's not surprising. So to see random stuff like on Twitter or even on YouTube, and to see like, oh, they're associated with woke culture, I was just like, why are y'all shocked? Like, this is not the first time they've done this, man. It's not even a bad thing. As long as they're good at acting, I'm okay. Like, as long as they're really good at acting, I'm good. Okay, I'm really good at, like, as long as they're good, then I'm good. But like, yeah, to see that shit, it's just like, are y'all referring to woke culture because Namor and the people of Atlantis aren't passing for European looking? Like, are y'all upset about that? Because it's weird. That's very weird. This is not the first time that a comic book character's race has been changed for the big screen. It's really not. It will never be. It will never be. And then some of them will have the argument of what, like, oh, what if we take this character who is black in the comic books, like Monica Rambeau? I think one of them had made. Oh yeah, let me show you who Monica Rambeau is. This lovely lady is Monica Rambeau. She was in WandaVision. Her powers in the comic books. I'm gonna try to explain them. I can't actually explain them. I'm so bad. It has something to do with energy waves. Oh my gosh. May as well just look up the actual character because I only know her from WandaVision because I actively looked her up because I was just like, I feel like she's familiar and I've seen her like color design before, color scheme and whatnot. And then I'm just like, this is why she looks familiar. This exact outfit and this exact hairstyle. I was just like, okay, that's why she looks familiar. But I've never actually looked her up before, so I was just like, But yes, I'm gonna look her up now because my memory is garbage. Because it sucks when you think about the fact that with some of these characters, you can't say their exact powers. Like, if you were to ask me what power Doctor Strange exactly had, bitch, I would not. I would just say sorcery, even if it's not completely correct. I would say the same shit for WandaVision. I'll say, oh, sorcery, chaos, magic. And that's it. Like, even though it's probably not completely fucking correct. So it's like, I can't with myself. Oh, God damn it. Okay, let's go through the whole thing. Oh, I love Dragon Ball Z. Vegeta. Hey, Vegeta. Okay, this jogged my memory. She's not of relation to Carol Danvers, but when it comes to it, her mom was a friend of Carol Danvers. I believe so. Because in, like, Multiverse of Madness, her mother, Monica Rambeau's mother, becomes Captain Marvel. So it's like, yeah, that's why I'm remembering it now. And that's not how Monica Rambeau has her powers, though. Her powers, I don't think, have anything to do with Captain Marvel. I keep wanting to say Captain America. Oh my gosh, Captain Marvel. They have nothing to do with it. It's more aligned with. Is it more aligned with Wanda's powers? I'm looking it up. She got spectral vision. She went through the force field, the hex field around a town called Westview. Because in WandaVision, Wanda was basically depressed about Vision being dead, and she went into the town where she was gonna reside with Vision. So, and then she got so depressed and was having a mental breakdown, and so she proceeded to just let it explode, and it exploded out into the city where everybody was held hostage under her mentally, and she did not know or was aware of it until I think episode 3 was when she really got aware of it, and yet she didn't stop it. So Wanda basically held people hostage for a while, and so this government agency had to come and, like, you know, try to help these people. Monica was part of that government agency, and she went through the force field that surrounded it, and she went through it 3 times. So she got some powers from that shit. She got spectral vision. What else? She got energy absorption, you know, superhuman abilities and whatnot. Intangibility. Yeah, bullets went through her. They literally went through her. That's crazy. Like, yes, baby. Expert combatant, marksman, investigator. Like, she the whole package. But anyway, that was just a little bit of a tangent. What they got to do with what I was about to talk about, I remember it has a lot to do with them saying, what if we made Monica Rambeau a white woman or Asian or other race, right? And all I gotta say to that point of view is that they really could do that. They could do that. and none of us will be able to really stop it. So it's like, it just makes me think in my head. I was just like, you think we're going to be swayed by that question? We're not. Literally, if they wanted to make Monica Rambeau a white woman, they really could have done that. Not saying that I would have liked. Now, of course, I wouldn't have liked that shit, but like, they could have done that, and it's not shocking. In fact, I wasn't really expecting them to have like a black woman in that role at all. I actually really did not expect that. So it's like, for them to not make her character another race was cool. Like, it was okay, but it was like, if they had, it wouldn't have been shocking. Like, that's the just the key point of all this, is what I'm saying is that it's not shocking to see certain characters not the race they originally were in the comic books. Why? Because the ones who are creating these movies or these adaptations and whatnot, they have some level of freedom to where they can make the characters how they want a little bit. As long as it's not like, oh, it's the most important part of that character that they are that race, then yeah, they can do that. As long as that. I guess in some characters they didn't view as the most important part of their character was their race. Like with Namor, they probably didn't think like, oh yeah, the most important part of his character is that he looks European. Like, they probably did not think that. So they were just like, let's make them another race, Now, the reason why this would not work in regards to Monica or even Black Panther, like T'Challa, the reason why this wouldn't work is because that is an important part of the character, their races. At least for T'Challa, like I could say for at least T'Challa. I don't know about Monica, that being the most important part of their character. Not even the most important part. I'm gonna correct myself on that. A part of their character, like it's an important part of their character, not most important, just an important part of their character. Changing the race of T'Challa, that's just, it would not work. It would not work. That's one of the reasons. So yeah, in regards to that. But anyway, this may be a question: how am I educating myself on woke culture with this shit? It's more so me at the beginning just talking about like what I've heard about woke culture, while also looking up some things and then talking about like, why I'm even doing this video and whatnot. And I actually contemplated, I was just like, let's go on Twitter and see all the like comments about woke culture. But I do that in a lot of videos, and this time I don't want to do that shit. So it's just like, I don't want to do that shit. I did find out some new things. I didn't know that the word woke actually did come from African, American vernacular. I didn't know that it came from Ave. I didn't know that. Okay, so looking it up more in certain terms, they're talking about woke nowadays refers to being aware or well informed in a political or cultural sense. So, especially regarding issues surrounding, it's probably going to say race. Hold on. The old meaning of the word defines woke as simply the past simple of wake. Oh, yeah, we know. Dictionary defines the word as aware of and actively attentive to important facts and issues, especially issues of racial and social justice. Now, when you hear that definition, to me at least, it doesn't sound bad at all. Like, hey, they're actually, taking a stand, raising their voices and all that. I feel like this word would have originated, like, from, not, oh my gosh, I don't know why I keep saying that. Pandemic time, because during the pandemic, Black Lives Matter movement, all that, I feel like that word was probably used more so during that time. But ironically, I heard about it literally last year, so it's like weird that I'm just not hearing about it, even though it sounds like that it would have been a word used more so during pandemic time, so yeah. But in regards to that, it's just history has its eyes on you. That is a creepy ass sign. The history has its eyes on you. The Lord woke nowadays refers to being aware, especially regarding issues surrounding marginalized communities. It describes someone who has woken up to issues of social justice. They said that nicely. It's like someone who has woken up to issues of, so they're aware. They're very much aware. They're not oblivious to it. And by that definition, it doesn't sound like it should be a bad idea or that it really could be a bad idea, right? But somehow, or it can be put in a negative light. It doesn't seem like the type of word that would, right? But somehow it has been. And it's like, damn, because then you'll try to like watch a movie, or you'll try to like, look up like some reviews of the movie after you finish a movie or even a TV show. And then you'll hear people talking about it in like the most negative of a light. Be like, oh my gosh, I hate TV nowadays. It's so woke. It's so this. It's so that. I'm over just thinking like, this is not the first time people have made television shows that open your eyes to how the world can be really discriminatory or cruel. This is not the first TV show. Do you just hate it because it's more on the nose? Some other shows, it's like they have episodes where it comes to showing examples of injustice and whatnot, but y'all weren't complaining about those. Like, that's the thing. Y'all complain about these now. And then when I heard it in like regards to it and stuff like that, it's weird that woke culture, that term would be used when it comes to like literally someone probably being LGBT. I was just like, that is weird that someone would use that and use it in a negative tone of light or way of light too. I was just like, why did you do that? Like, if you don't like that this person is this way, you are not forced to continue on with this shit. Like, but then again, that could actually be hypocritical to say. Let me correct that in a way. Okay, I'm gonna say it in a better way. If you do not like that this character has been altered in a way that just does not sit right with you, explain it in that way. Like, if you're gonna give out your opinion, explain your opinion fully, so that if you want to have a conversation about it, talk about it fully. Don't just like talk about it about this one sentence and be like, oh my gosh, this show has become so woke now and that's it. Like, what do you mean? Like, that's the thing is, and then you say like, oh, it's because it's like this character's LGBT and they're not this way at all. I don't know why they did it like this, that, and the third. And then it's just like, okay, so you're saying the issue, but you're not explaining why it even really is that big of an issue. Like, that's the thing is, like, in regards to the Wednesday Addams thing, I'm over just thinking, like, I have never actually thought about the sexuality of this character. One, because it reminds me of when, like, being younger. She's actually the age of, like, middle schoolers. So it's like, during that time, people are still discovering and finding themselves out. For you to be like, oh my gosh, she's always been straight. She's always been this. I'm over just thinking, like, there is so many people I have grew up with that were just, they thought they were the straightest of all. And then they grow older. And then they find themselves out more. And then they realize that they aren't just strictly this one thing. Or they realize that they are strictly this one thing. Like, that's the thing is, she's young, and as she gets older, she finds herself out more. Like, that's the thing is, like, yeah, she's forever been known to be 12 in my eyes, 12, 13, 14. She's forever been known to be that way in my eyes. I've never actually seen them age up Wednesday, okay? In every adaptation, she's always, I say 12. Was she in high school? She just doesn't seem like a high schooler to me either. She just always seemed very young to me. So I was just like, she's still a kid. If they decide to make a series where they're actually willing to age up Wednesday, let's have it be that she's discovering herself even more. Like, that's the thing is, I never actually thought about the sexuality of this character. So to see that there's arguments over this shit, it's like, y'all are missing the point. Like, y'all are missing the point. Y'all throwing in woke culture and shit. Like, why do y'all know this is not what this show is about? This is not what this show is about, bitch. Like, what? Y'all not trying to discuss and stuff like that. Y'all really trying to wild out for real. That's crazy. Like, I can't. And in regards to Black Panther and whatnot, and the referring of woke culture due to like potentially Namor's race and whatnot, it's nothing new. If I'm gonna be honest with you, it's like, now I can see if they have an issue with like Dr. Doom, Professor Doom, damn it, I forget, please don't tell me I forgot the name. Fantastic Four has an enemy called Dr. Doom, who wears mostly metal, kind of as an armor and whatnot, and wears green, like green hood and stuff like that. His race, I don't know his exact race, but I don't think that he's. Damn, what race is he? I at first thought he was like Russian or whatnot, or both, like something along those lines. I think that changing his race may like be detrimental and whatnot due to the fact that it's an important part to his character. So yes, I can see how that's an issue. With Namor, we don't even like I don't really even know if Namor. Let me look up Namor because my ass is over here just I don't know shit. Damn. Okay, so my ass finally looked up this individual. Damn. Okay, what race is Namor? I just wanted to get straight to the bone. The meat, the meat was good, but I need to get to the bone. Okay, so Namor is the only white-skinned Atlantean in Marvel Comics. Oh, why'd they say that? The only one. Are you sure? Like, furthermore, the comics make it clear that Namor's ethnicity is half Atlantean, half. So he is half. I knew it. Namor really is Aquaman for real. He's Marvel Aquaman. Except they say that he's evil, or he's supposed to be evil. I don't fucking know. In the comics, at least, he's supposed to have he's supposed to kind of be like a villain. If I'ma just be dead for a while, Aquaman's a hero. So it's like, I knew he was half and half. I was over here just thinking in my head. I was just like, oh shit, is he full Atlantean or is he half? Like I was over here thinking in my head. So he's half Atlantean. So he's mixed basically. So that isn't an important part of his character then, because he's half and half. Is that an arc in his story though? Thanks to his unique ancestry, the Submariner has the best of both worlds in terms of power. Okay. Okay. Indigenous Maya, yeah. So, it seems to me like his race actually is an important part of his character. And probably not even in the fact that he is like half white, half probably is just half white. Maybe it's just in the fact that he is literally mixed. So he could honestly be half Atlantean, half Asian, or half Hispanic, or half black and whatnot. So he can be, as long as he's half Atlantean, I guess. But then this makes it a point to say that he's the only white-skinned Atlantean. Well, they say white-skinned. They probably mean the race too, but they say white-skinned. I don't know. I don't know. Because if it is an important part, an important arc to his character, then yeah, it's not surprising that they made him a different race, but it does suck because it's like, damn, that was an important part of his character, and then they didn't even make him the race that he's supposed to be. What the fuck? So yeah, but if it's not, and if it's just the most important part is that he is half this, half regular human, then yeah, he could really honestly be about any race. So yeah, but I don't know. But then again, it does also say half Atlantean, half white. So he has the best of both worlds. So it's like, damn, I can't. I'm glad I looked this up though, because baby, I was talking and you could just be very clear on the fact that I knew nothing about Namor. These characters that I'm referring to, I know them by name because their names are relatively new to me, and their names are also it's hard to forget their names. They're unique. But when it comes to actual character though, it's I was literally told about what their powers are or how they fight and whatnot, and I forget. And it's maybe it's because they're not my favorite, I guess. But damn, it's I literally just educated myself on this a week ago, and I have forgotten. Bitch, I'm done. I'm actually done. But yeah, that was really all for my video. I don't know what I'm gonna title it. I could not even gonna hold you. I really could just title it "Educating Myself on Woke Culture," but I technically didn't do that. I really just talked about woke culture when it came to Marvel, some Marvel characters, and even not black. Oh my gosh, why I say Black Adam? I'm confusing myself. Adam's family, my ass, I can't. My crazy, my dumb ass. I can't. But anyways, Anyways, that's it for the video. Check out my other videos if you can or if you want to and whatnot. I have shorts. I have like regular videos. Some of them ranging from 40, like not 40 minutes. Some of them ranging from 10 minutes to almost 2 hours. Like, that's just it. It just be like that sometimes. That's how A-list rolls. But child, anyways, that is all. And may peace be with you for an eternity.